Namaste students, myself Sunil Kumar from the Department of Computer Science. Today we are moving to another chapter 9, constructors and destructors. And today's our topic is constructors, types of constructor and default constructors. In the previous sessions we discussed about class and objects. In this session we are going to discuss about constructors. What do you mean by constructor? Constructor is a special member function that is called automatically when an object is created. Like any other function, member function, constructor is also a member function of the class, and it is called automatically when an object is created. When you are going to create the object, at that time it is automatically invoked. There is no need to call the constructor separately. What is the purpose of the constructors? The purpose of a constructor is to mainly initialize the member variables of a class. If you take the class, inside the class there are different member variables are there, or member data is there. If you want to initialize the member data inside the class, then we are using constructor. It is easy by using the constructor. You can see the general syntax of the constructor. Here class name and open flower bracket, public section and class name. Remember that class name and constructor name should be same. Then open flower bracket, then initialize the data, then we can close the class. Here we will move to the characteristics of the constructors. The name of the constructor is same as the name of the class. Means when you are going to declare any constructors, the constructor name should be same as the class name. For example, class name is given as account, means constructor name should be account. Without any spelling mistake, should be given as the same as class name. A constructor, even though it is a function, it has no return type. Remember the second point, the constructor is a function. If we take the function will have return type. So in case of constructor, the constructor even don't have any return type. Even void also not there. Whenever in case of functions, if we are not passing any data, if you are not returning any data, we will give the void. Void means empty return type will be given. But in case of constructors, even void is also not required. The second point. And third point, constructor should be declared in public section. So there are three sections are there. One is private, protected and public. So when you are going to declare any constructors, the constructor should be declared in public section. And next point, constructors are executed automatically when we are going to declare the object. Remember, no need to call the constructors again. Whenever if you are going to declare the object, or it is executed when an object is created. When you are going to declare the object, or when you are going to declare the class declaration nothing but object creation. When you are going to create the object, at that time constructor is invoked. There is no need to call the constructor separately. Remember the point. The first point here, the name of the constructor should be same as class name. Remember for the first point, an important topic, constructor name should be same as class name, and constructor should not have any return type. Return type is not there. Even void also not there. Remember that void also not there. The constructor may or may not have argument. Argument may be possible, but there is no return type in case of constructors. The constructor should be declared in public section. When you are going to declare the constructor, that constructor should be declared in public section. Constructors are executed automatically. Automatically it will execute, and no need to call the constructors. And when they executed means they are executed when a class object is created. When you are going to declare object, at that time constructors are invoked. A class can have more than one constructor. If you take a constructor, for a class we can create multiple number of constructors. It is possible to create more number of constructors for a class. However, the constructor, all the constructor of a class should have the same name, because the name of the constructor is same as the class name. So when you are going to create the multiple constructors are allowed in a class. So So it is possible to create the multiple constructors, but constructor name should be same, but you have to change the argument list. Whenever if you given the arguments, argument list should be different. It is not possible to refer the address of constructor, because it is not possible to refer the address, or if you are not possible to pass the address of the constructor in a C++. The constructor make implicit calls to the operator new and delete when memory allocation is required. See, new and delete keyword, those are the two keywords. It is used to allocate the memory dynamically. When you are going to execute the program, at that time if you want to allocate the memory, or means if you want to give the memory to a particular variable, we are using new keyword, and same time if you want to delete the data allocated, we are using the delete keyword. New and delete keyword, two keywords, it is used to allocate and deallocate the memory in a computer dynamically. So by using the constructor or new and delete keyword, it is possible to allocate the memory for a constructors. It is possible to allocate the memory for a constructor by using the new and delete keyword. Remember, the class can have more than one constructor. It is not possible to refer the address of constructors. Constructors can be implicit. Constructor make implicit calls to the operator new and delete when memory allocation is required. When you are going to allocate the memory, new and by using the new and delete keyword, we can allocate the memory for a constructor dynamically. Here is an example for the constructor. If you take the class as a student, remember the class name is given as student S capital. Remember, class name student S capital, and open flower bracket, in public section I declared one constructor. See the constructor name. Name of the constructor is same as the class name. Remember, class name is also student, constructor name is also student, S capital, same thing is given. And there is no return type. Return type is not there for void main. If you take the example as void main is the one function, void is a return type. But in case of student, there is no return type because void is also not there. That is the characteristics of constructors. Argument may or may not be present. That is based on the user. So here is given empty bracket. So empty bracket means no argument is given. Then it should be declared in public section. Remember, the constructor should be declared in public section. So inside the public only I declare the constructors. So here constructor student, open bracket, close in bracket, then open flower bracket, we can enter the data or we can initialize the data. But here for your understanding, I just wrote two cout statement or printing display statement. Constructor call automatically at the time of object creation. So to call automatically at the time of object creation. Then I close the class. Next we will move to the void main. The first student S1 means it is object is created. When the compiler is going to execute S1 or student S1, first it will call student constructor. It will call the constructor. The what is written inside the constructor, that will be executed. Once again, next statement, student S2. At that time also it will call the same constructor. It will call the constructor and it will execute. Whenever if you are going to declare one more object S3, so again it is going to invoke, it will call the constructor student, it will execute the same thing. So in this program, the constructor will execute 3 times. First one for S1 object, second time for S2 object, and third time for S3 object. That is based on the number of object. If you created the 10 object for a class, then constructor is invoked 10 times in a program. If you declared 5 constructors or if you declared 5 objects, then 5 times same constructor will be invoked. What is the need of constructor? Constructor are named as a constructor because they are getting called when object is constructed. Means the name of the constructor is because when you are going to construct the object, at that time automatically it will call or it will initialize the data. So that's why it is named as constructor. The use of constructor can be cleverly done, especially in those problems where it is necessary to initialize the certain data members compulsorily. So if you take some programs, if you want to initialize the data permanently or particularly or compulsorily, we have to initialize the data. or you have to initialize the data in some programs is necessary. So at that time it is useful, constructor is useful, because automatically when you are going to declare the object, at that time constructor will be invoked. Instead of having separate member function for initializing, we can perform those operation inside the constructor itself. If you want to initialize the data, either you can keep separate functions. If you keep the separate function, then you have to call the those functions again. That is not required whenever constructor is there. When you are going to use the constructor, the initialization will be done automatically when object is declared. Then we will move to the types of constructor. Constructor mainly classified as three types. One is default constructor, parameterized constructor, and copy constructor. One is default, parameterized, and copy constructors. First we will move to the default constructors. A default constructor is a special member function which is invoked by C++ compiler without any argument for initializing the object of a class. The constructor is mainly used to initialize the object of the class, and here does not contain any argument. So I told argument may or may not be present. Whenever arguments are not there in constructors, that type of constructors are known as default constructor. It is also known as zero argument constructors. Default constructor is also known as zero argument constructor. It is invoked when we are going to declare the object. Example, you can see here class number. Number is the class name, and we declared one object, one constructor number without any arguments. In a constructor there is no return type, but argument may or may not be present. Here arguments are not there. Whenever arguments are not there, at that time that type of constructor are known as default constructor. Here you can see the number constructor, and I initialize n equal to 0. So value is initialized as n is equal to 0. The features of default constructors. A default constructor function initialize the data member with no argument. So it will initialize the data without any argument. Without any argument we can initialize the data. It can be explicitly written in the public section for a class. We have to write the constructor in a public section. In case of default constructor is not defined in a program, the C++ compiler automatically generates in a program. Because see here, some programs, till the if you are going to write any program, if you are not writing any constructor, normally if you are going to initialize the data, the C++ compiler automatically generate the default constructor and will be initialized. The purpose of the default constructor is to construct a default object of the class type. Why we are using default constructor means it will construct the default object. No need to give the arguments. So whenever arguments are not there, by default it will initialize the data or object. But the default constructor have some disadvantages. When many objects of the same class are created, all objects are initialized the same set of values by default constructor. For example, if you are going to declare 10 object or 5 object of the class, for a class we are going to declare 5 constructors. That 5 constructor will have, 5 object will have same arguments or same data. It is not possible to initialize different object with different initial values using the default constructor. There are 5 objects for a class. For example, class is student. There are 5 objects S1, S2, S3, S4 and S5. And if you want to initialize the data for different object, for S1 I want one data, for S2 object I want one more data, for S3 object I want another data. But that is not possible if we use the default constructors. Default constructor is not allowed to initialize the separate data for separate object. If we use a default constructor, all the object will have the same set of values. This is the main disadvantage of the default constructors. Here is a program example based on the default constructor. Full program, class number is the program or class name, then open flower bracket, I initialize one value n is equal to 0, that is a constructor is a number. Remember that when you are going to write the constructor name and class name should be same. So here class name is number and constructor name also number, and it is a default constructor, open bracket, closing bracket, no arguments. Constructor should be declared in public section, so n is equal to 0 is initialized. Then here one function read data, that will read the data, display, it will display the details. So here in void main it is given as sum s1. When you are going to declare object sum s1, automatically it will call the constructors. There is no need to call the constructor s1 dot number, that is not possible, that is not there. If you want to call the constructor, automatically it will be invoked s1. When you are going to declare object s1, automatically it will be invoked. The next I call the function read data and display. Read data you have to call because it is a user defined function. Display also user defined function. When you are going to declare the user defined function, that user defined function should be invoked by the user. But when you are going to declare the object, when you are going to construct the constructor, that constructor no need separate invoke method or invoke statements. Remember that in case of constructor there is no separate call is there. And here we reach the end of our session. In this session we discussed about constructors, features of the constructor and types of constructor. Mainly there are three types are there. One is default constructor, parameterized constructor and copy constructor. In upcoming session we are discussing about parameterized constructor and copy constructor, and finally we discussed about here default constructors. So we will finish our topic today. Thank you.